Hey, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the decriminalization of marijuana in South Africa for private use. Now, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support will be highly appreciated. The Constitutional Court ruled in September 2018 that it is not a criminal offense for an adult person to use, possess, or grow cannabis in private for personal consumption. The Drugs and Drug Trafficking Act of 1992 has harsh penalties against marijuana users, including persons who use it for commercial reasons. This act enforces laws such as assets and property forfeiture, incarceration, and other penalties. These laws were largely influenced by race, because records do show that the likelihood of a black person being found with marijuana is higher compared to that of a white person. And the National Party was the ruling party during that time when they tabled these laws. If a person discovered to be in possession of only 115 grams of cannabis, then such a person is presumed to be a dealer or a supplier according to the authorities, and the penalties or the sentences are much harsher than a mere user. The system of apartheid remained in place until 1994, after Nelson Mandela was released from prison after serving 27 years. A new dawn of democracy was being realized as he became the first black president who ushered us to an end of apartheid and through the passage of a new constitution in 1996. By the way, the South African Constitution is seen by the world as the most progressive, open, and protective of all civil liberties and human rights. Although there won't be any criminal charges brought against an adult person who is in possession or who is using marijuana for his or her personal consumption, there are limits to these rules. First of all, you are not allowed to sell marijuana or any marijuana products. Secondly, permits and licenses may be awarded for research purposes, and smoking is not allowed in front of children or public areas. Now, in September 2018, the highest court in the Republic decriminalized marijuana use and possession in private spaces. Now, here's a short clip of Judge Zondo reading the judgment.
This court concludes that A, Section 4B of the Drugs Act is unconstitutional and therefore invalid to the extent that it prohibits the use or possession of cannabis by an adult in private for that adult's personal consumption in private. B, Section 5B of the Drugs Act is constitutionally invalid to the extent that it prohibits the cultivation of cannabis by an adult in a private place for that adult's personal consumption in private. C, Section 22A9A, Roman figure 1 of the Medicines Act is constitutionally invalid to the extent that it renders the use or possession of cannabis by an adult in private for that adult's personal consumption in private a criminal offense. The basis upon which this court holds these statutory provisions to be constitutionally invalid to the extent indicated is that they infringe the right to privacy entrenched in Section 14 of the Constitution.
Now, I want to talk about the people who were in the forefront of this legal battle. I know there are a lot of people who are involved, but I want to specifically focus on these two, which is Gareth Prince and the Dacha Party. Now, Gareth Prince was arrested during his second year of university for being in possession of marijuana and due to that, he had a criminal record. What started his legal battle against this unfair treatment of marijuana users was when he was denied admission as an attorney by the Cape Law Society. Now, Gareth's argument was based mostly on his faith, and under Section 15 of the Constitution reads that every person has the right to freedom of religion, belief, and opinion. He argued that it is his religious right to use and be in possession of marijuana. He was also including or referring to the members of the Rastafari community. However, the Constitutional Court decided that cannabis should be accessible to each adult persons, making the judgment more inclusive, which benefited each person regardless of their religious belief. The leader of the Dacha party, Jeremy Acton, brought his first case in 2011 against the laws set against marijuana users. He was arrested on his farm for smoking and being in possession of marijuana. He fought for many years against the courts in order to change the unfair laws against the marijuana users. He even created a political party called the Dacha Party. This is how dedicated he was to the Dacha use in South Africa. It is important to note that the laws of privacy for cannabis users is not only confined to your home. Your privacy is now extended to your bags or pockets, vehicle, or any other place where you might keep your cannabis safe. Now, for me, I think the Constitutional Court made a great decision to finally recognize the rights of cannabis users, especially those of the Rastafari community. This is the plant which our indigenous people use not only as a recreational drug, but also as medicine. This plant throughout the years has been a source of income to different black communities in the township. And we all know the real villain, which is alcohol. The Cannabis for Private Purposes bill was tabled in Parliament in August 2020. The bill does not make any provision for the commercialization of cannabis. It criminalizes smoking cannabis in public or selling it, and sets limits on how much cannabis individuals may own for private cultivation and consumption. Now, thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.